One thing that Dad really encouraged each year was to have a family theme. And so each year, our 4 families would all sit around a table with Mum and Dad, and he would envision us for the year along a particular theme. A theme that he would have prayed for and about and put lots of thought into. And almost always he would bring along a picture that he would have so lovingly painted to go along with the theme. One such yearly family gathering, Dad had painted this picture of a Land Rover. And as he passed it around the table, he asked each one of us what we particularly noticed about this painting. The answer was, there was no one in the driver's seat. Dad shared that as families, we need to let God lead us. Let God take the driver's seat. Dad used Matthew 16, verse 20 from the Message to further explain the theme, and it reads as follows. In the words of Jesus, anyone who intends to come with me has to let me lead. You are not in the driver's seat. I am. Don't run from suffering. Embrace it. Follow me, and I will show you how. Self-help is no help at all. Self-sacrifice is the way, my way, to finding yourself, your true self. These were such memorable times of prayer and support for each other, often in the form of prayer meals. Thank you, Dad, for your yearly themes that helped guide and focus us as families. Thank you, Dad, that you were always together with Mum, threading our families together with your endless love, support, care, and most importantly, prayer.
Today I'm going to be reading some Bible verses that my grandpa loved, which influenced his life. They were printed out and stuck on his bathroom mirror, where he would be reminded of the verses often. I am reading Psalm chapter 25, verses 1 to 5 in the NIV translation. In you, Lord, my God, I put my trust. I trust in you. Do not let me be put to shame, nor let my enemies triumph over me. No one who hopes in you will ever be put to shame, but shame will come on those who are treacherous without cause. Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are God my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long.
Today I'm going to be reading a Bible verse my grandpa, Bobo, loved. I am reading from John chapter 8, verse 12 in the NASB translation. Jesus is the light of the world. Verse 12. When Jesus again spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. The one who follows me will not walk in the darkness, but will have the light of life.
I'm reading from John 13, verses 12 to 13. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. Do you understand what I have done for you? He asked. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet.
In John 12, 24 to 26, Jesus said, I tell you the truth, unless a kernel of wheat is planted in the soil and dies, it remains alone. But its death will produce many new kernels, a plentiful harvest of new lives. Those who love their life in this world will lose it. Those who care nothing for their life in this world will keep it for eternity. Anyone who wants to be my disciple must follow me, because my servants must be where I am. And the Father will honor anyone who serves me.
I'm very proudly one of Rob's 4 sons, and have been so privileged to have had him as my other dad and mentor for so many years. The first time I really knew that Rob was so close to all his children was when I asked Ellie to marry me 15 years ago. And the first thing she said was, have you asked my dad? She still hasn't said yes 15 years later, but just shows you the closeness of the bond of them two, and you'll see why later when when Ellie speaks. When Rob became quite seriously ill a few weeks ago, I was so struck by the sobering reflection of Psalm 90. A few of the verses echo just how short our lives indeed are. Lord, you've been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You turn men back to dust. For 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a watch in the night. You sweep men away in the sleep of death. They are like the new grass of the morning. Though in the morning it springs up new, by evening it is dry and withered. All our days pass away under you. We finish our years with a moan. The length of our days is 70 years, or 80 if we have the strength. Yet they quickly pass and we fly away. Therefore, in verse 12, teach us to number our days aright, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Teach us to number our days aright, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Rob did exactly this. He numbered his days aright and finished strong. In his final moments, to have all of his family by his side, each feeling totally loved by him, is to have lived a totally successful life. This pic so aptly sums up Rob. It says by Charlie Mackesy. It says, what do you think success is? Asked the boy. To love, said the mole. The world's definition of success is so strikingly different to this image, but Rob absolutely nailed success. To love. He simply numbered his 25,500 days aright by loving God wholeheartedly, his family wholeheartedly, and people wholeheartedly. Exactly what each of us are essentially here to do. I will so miss all of his encouragement, always, his depth of care and interest in my life over so many Milo chats, his heart of wisdom, his incredibly generous heart, even if he had so much less, his unashamed, authentic relationship with Jesus, and his example of this, and of course, his unconditional love. You did it, Bobo. You finished strong, and you're in an amazing success. And I hope I'll be able to live up to that one day too. We love you and we miss you.